Welcome back. Before the break, I asked you, what is the average amount of loan debt that students are burdened with when they graduate? $10,000, $68,000, $26,000, $34,000. The answer is, in fact, $34,000. I know a lot of you are like, it's $68,000. I just know it. The country as a whole, however, has a total of $1.3 trillion racked up in outstanding student debt. And thanks to the government-created Parent Plus program, students' parents are able to take out an unlimited amount in loans without providing information about credit rating or income. This has reportedly caused hundreds of thousands of borrowers to spiral into default, unable to make payments in more than a year. The choice, sacrificing health expenses and retirement to pay back debts. Have student loans become impossible to pay off? Here to discuss, Fox Business' very own Gerri Willis. Welcome back, Gerri.
Thank you. Yes, they've become impossible to pay off, no doubt about it, answering your question right up front. And we know that 330,000 parents out there who have taken out these Parent Plus loans that you described haven't made a payment in a year. That's 11% of the total. This is a real problem out there for mom and dad. And as you say, they would be contributing to retirement. They would be paying for the second home, maybe. They would be buying something else entirely, but they can't because of this debt. You say students have $34,000 when they come out of school. Let me tell you, this is no fun either.
Yeah.
These loans, super easy to get.
Yeah, that's really interesting because there are limits to the loans that an 18-year-old can take out. It's like $6,500 your freshman year, goes up to $8,500 by your senior year. But parents can take out an unlimited amount of money because if you're going to one of these hoity-toity elite schools that has been the hotbeds for some of these free speech protests, you know, those are $63,000 a year, some of them.
It's ridiculous. And parents don't put any brakes on them, right? They're willing to spend anything. You know, people complain about spending $4 for a gallon of milk, but you say that 4 years of college is $150,000. They say, hey, okay, I'm happy to pay that.
All right, but with this level of borrowers in default, right, is there any correlation between this and the subprime mortgage crisis?
Yeah. And let me tell you what it is. It's the number of subprime borrowers out there. When you looked at the housing crisis, remember that? About 20% of folks who lost their home had a subprime mortgage. 40% of student loan borrowers are subprime borrowers, are people who don't have great credit ratings. But the federal government doesn't really care about that.
Yeah.
And I just want to make a call out there to people watching your show tonight. If you've got kids who are going into school, you've got to think about what is the real value of this education. Long-term study by a fellow named Richard Arum from New York University at the time, he found that fully a third of kids graduating had no discernible skills that they had earned over 4 years of college.
Yeah.
You've got to think about what is this worth. Instead of mom and dad having stars in their eyes and thinking, you know, oh, this is going to be a first year of law school, or this is going to be a fabulous experience. Get real. This is too much money. These schools are plowing dough into facilities and not into education.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And there's no incentive for schools to keep costs down as long as the federal government is handing out free money. And, you know, and like you said, a lot of these people, there's no credit check, there's no income verification, and that makes it almost identical to the subprime mortgage crisis. But as you pointed out, twice as many people have these subprime loans.
And so let me just point out one other problem going on campuses today. The proportion of people on campus, professionals working there who are actually helping teach your kids, going down from 78% way back in 1970 to 52% now.
Yeah.
Think of it. Just half of folks on the college campus who work there are actually helping to teach your children. The rest of them are bureaucrats.
Yeah.
And they're expensive. They're costing you more money. Now, let me just say one more thing here.
Please.
National Decision Day, May 1st, this is coming up. This is when parents, they got the packages in front of them, the loan packages, the aid packages, and they're finding out for the first time maybe that, hey, you know, that free money I thought I was getting, it's not coming through. They go out, they reach for that Parent Plus loan. Be careful what you take because you can be setting yourself up for real trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, maybe do what Mike Rowe tells you to do. Get into welding instead.
Get into welding.
All right, go to a vocational school, save yourself the money, and then make a bunch of scratch when you're done. Rule
of thumb here, for every $10,000 you take out in Parent Plus loans, that's $120 a month. Think about it, okay? Every $10,000 worth of loans, that's $120,000 or $120 you'll be paying off each and every month, Mom and Dad.
Wow, for decades. All right, thank you so much, Gerri.
You're welcome.
Okay.